Hi there, my name is Mikel Lindsaar. I'm the CEO and founder of StoreConnect. I want to give you a demo of how Agentforce can be used with StoreConnect. If you haven't heard of Agentforce, if you're in the Salesforce ecosystem, you would have. It's Salesforce's new agentic AI solution. And really what gives it a bit of a differentiation is it's an AI tool that can make changes in your Salesforce environment based on interactions and customer feedback and things like that. It's a very powerful tool, and in today's demo, we're going to show how that can be used with StoreConnect to help a student create an account and sign up for a course. So here we have our demo org that we're going to use for this. This is the StoreConnect site running on top of a Salesforce environment, and all of the content on this website is directly powered by Salesforce, this entire website. This isn't WordPress or some random website out there. This is a complete Salesforce-powered StoreConnect environment. And the first thing we're going to do is let's create an account so that we can, enroll in this college and go from there. So our AI agents popped up and we'd like to say, I'd like to create an account. So we'll go ahead and do that. And Steve's going to go off and think about that for a little bit. And he's going to give us a list of things that he would like for us to create an account. So I'm just going to copy and paste some random data into there. You don't have to put it in any particular order. This is actually one of the really powerful things about AI agents is that they can read that, get the context of it, and go ahead and create the account. So you can see here that that account is now created. So let's go check that out. So to do that, we would go into our Salesforce org over here, and we'd go search for our Fred Jones. And there we go, it's already been created. So we can go in and see that contact. This has turned it into a person account. We can see that the phone number's in the right spot. We've grabbed the address details. We've got contact information. All of that stuff has been added automatically into Salesforce. And now, of course, I'll need to approve that. So StoreConnect has fired off a email template. This is being sent via a classic email template. So we'll just grab that confirmation code in this case, because this is an example.com email that I use for Fred. I won't be able to go and use that, obviously, to sign into the account. So I'll go and paste that in over here, and we'll create a password. And we'll accept that invitation. So now we're in our account. Now, when I go look around, I can look at the course timetable. We don't have anything to show in the course timetable. So let's go ahead and book in a new course. So to book in a new course, of course, as a client or as a potential prospect, I could go in here and search around the website. I can go down and look at all the locations. Again, all of this is powered by StoreConnect. So all of this location data on where and how and who I am and where I might be. I'm actually in Florida here, so let's put Florida in. All of this data is stored within Salesforce and is available for you to look around and edit in Salesforce. But that's a lot of work. So, if I wanted to become an electrician, say. So what I could do is, instead of doing all that, let's just pop back over here and we'll go into Steve and we'll say, what careers do you offer? And Steve's going to go away and figure that out. He's going to come back. Steve is the name of our mascot at StoreConnect, by the way. We've called him that for our AI little chatbot. So he's coming back with a bunch of information and he'll ask me, which one's interesting to you? And I want to look at the electrician career. Looks good. So we're going to get a bit more data about that. So Steve's going to help us explore that career and some of the information around that career, and really help us decide whether or not this is something that we want to do, as an ongoing activity. So he said, well, that's what that is. Would you like to look at some of the certifications? Yeah. Tell me about the certifications. So we'll take that and he'll go and figure out that, again, from the context. We're not saying, tell me about the electrical career certifications. He already knows that. He's got that data. He's pulling that in. So we've got all these certifications come in. I think certification level 1 is probably going to be where I need to be, knowing my career skills. Looks good. Let's dive into that one. So we're going to go get that career and that certification, and now we're going to see what is in that certification. So what's actually involved in doing that certification all the way through. So we can see all of that. And Steve's now asking is, do I have interest in seeing the modules? Yes, what are the modules? Again, Steve's going to go pull all this up. Now, one of the interesting things here is this doesn't have to be all text. Like, there's a lot of text in this. You can simplify this, change it, you can reduce it, you can do all sorts of things. These can be the full descriptions as you're seeing here, or they could also be links to various pages on the website, as you'll see a bit later. But he's shown me all these courses. So yes, please, create an order. So Steve's now going to go off and create an order for me to be able to sign up to these courses on the website and take all of those courses plus my logged in account details and turn that into an order that I can now do live on the platform. And again, this is all happening in the background in Salesforce, all dynamically, and it's now created that order, it's now pulling it into the chatbot, and now it's creating it. So you can see we've got an order number, we've got a payment, we can view that order straight away here, and we want to go ahead and proceed with adding the required modules to your order. Yes, please add all the required ones. Now we could also just say maybe add the first one, right? You wouldn't have to do all of the required ones, but in this case, let's do all of them. So Steve's going to go off, find all the required modules and add them to that order record. Now this is a really important aspect of how Agentforce can work. If I said just add the first one, it wouldn't have added all of these modules to it, right? It would have just added this occupational overview course as that first module. Now, he's saying you can view the order, and he's asking, would you like me to book you in with these classes? So, yes, please. Yes, please. Book in all of them. I'm something near Tallahassee. So Steve's now going to go find what classes are available and will create a bit of a proposed timetable for me. And we're going to go find these courses and figure out, what locations are nearby where I am in Tallahassee, and Steve's going to go figure that out. This can take a little while because there's a lot of data, but you can imagine how long it would take for a user to actually just go through and find all of these dates and locations and times by themselves by going through the website and figuring out what their schedule is. And here we've got a full schedule listed out across all of those courses and all of those times, and we're able to then see, does that fit my schedule and go in? No, that looks good. Book it in. So I'm going to book them in, and that will now create all of those booking records and locations with my name and address and all that sort of data and handle it. And here we go, all of that booking has now been done, and that's now being created in the system and allows us to go ahead and view that. And that's all being created also in Salesforce, which is, again, pretty amazing. So finally, I'd like to pay for the order now. Can you get me the link? So Steve's going to go off and find a payment link so I can pay for this order. Oh, he doesn't have that detail. So this is obviously one of the challenges that can happen with AI, and look, I'm going to include that in this demo. Why not? Sometimes you do need to give that AI some discussion points and ways around and be able to pull in different information and teach it how to do things. This is one of the challenges with AI, and it's not just a panacea. You don't just click add AI to my site and go for it. You do need to work with it and create the actions. But that's fine. Because this is all StoreConnect, we can just come in and we can look at that order directly in Salesforce. We can go see it over here. We can see all of those order records, and we can go ahead and pay that balance directly in Salesforce and StoreConnect. So we'll go ahead and pay for that. Of course, the other thing, if your AI agent can't handle something, it can also request and pass it on to one of your service agents, like your humans, who can then take over that account and handle it and do things like that. So you can see we've now booked in, we've now paid for that. If we go to our class timetable, there's the full list of everything that's happening. on that class timetable. And we can also go look at the units and courses that we've got. But of course, the other aspect of this is all of this is being put directly into Salesforce. So if we go refresh Fred's account here inside of Salesforce, we'll see that he's now got an order. He's also got all of his bookings made to all of the classes across the entire system, and every booking that he's got put in, the order can be viewed. We can go and see all the payments that he's made. We've got all of that information automatically saved in Salesforce so that you can then look after this student moving forward. And of course, all that's been done directly from the StoreConnect workforce development side over here, and any changes that happen in Salesforce would also replicate over here. And that's the end of the demo. Thanks so much for your attention, and please reach out at getstoreconnect.com if you have any questions. Of course, you can also come and see us at Dreamforce. We are presenting at Dreamforce. If you haven't been, you should definitely go. It's an amazing event. It's massive. And we are both in the Agentforce Trailblazer Forest as well as in the campground. So come and see us, get a live demo. If you want to look into the back end of this Agentforce demo and look at some of the agents we created and how we did it, you're more than welcome. I think the last thing to leave you with here is that this Agentforce demo was created just over a period of a week or so, with a couple of weeks with one of my team on a part-time basis. So it's not like this was massive amounts of work and we haven't done all the guardrails and everything that you would need on a real live production demo. That's why you saw that gap at the end of the demo flow. But this is all very possible and very easy to be done right now with StoreConnect and Agentforce. Thank you very much.